evening.
Good evening. I have a little new material I'm going to try tonight, so I have a few notes here. First of all, I just wondered, are there any salespeople in the audience? Any salespeople? You sell stuff? Anybody? No? Girls? No? Because somebody mentioned earlier that there was hoes here. In Calgary, or in Canada for that matter, being a woman in sales, you're either a bitch or a slut. It's easy, so apparently I'm both. Just forewarning you all now. So anyway, I'm a little older, and I'm really sucks getting older, but I'm fighting it. So I went down to Chinatown, which is everywhere here, and I bought these lowrider jeans today. And the lady's looking at me, she's looking, she's laughing, and she's going, J-Lo, 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 J-Lo. Jennifer Lopez, look out! I go to the counter, I buy them, I put them on. Tonight I realize why she's looking and she's laughing. She's going, Jello, Jello. Okay, you know what? I know I got a little beef on me, but I'm not blaming anybody. Not like that guy in the States that's suing the fast food company for making him fat. Have you heard about this? I tell you, that guy wins. I'm suing the beer company for every ugly man I woke up with. Crazy. So I'm single now. Yeah, that sucks. So my buddies, they've been trying to set me up. They took me out on this blind date. We go for driving the country, mountains everywhere. The moment I get out of the car, boom, sign, beware, cougar in area. How did they know? Yes, I know. So I've looked for a boy everywhere. A man, actually. Been everywhere. I went to the 7-Eleven. I went to the hardware store because I heard they had stud finders. Okay, these things don't work. I bought one. I brought it up to Soho last night. All I found was a bunch of cock and balls. So I took it back and I said, this doesn't work. And he said, lady, cock and balls, that's in plumbing. He said, ball and chain, that's down that aisle. So I went to, do you guys have 8-minute date here? Have you guys done that? 8-minute date? Speed dating? Yeah. So you're supposed to meet your mate in 20 seconds or less and go off and get married. So I meet this guy and he says, I wouldn't mind taking you out for a test drive, but I don't want to own you. And I got to thinking, women are cars. Seriously, spare tire in the rear. When I was a kid, I had headlights. As I got older, they became fog lights. Actually, hazards. So I went to the doctor, I got a little body work done, and now I got high beams. But I still can't get laid because apparently I got junk in the trunk. So my girlfriend says to me, oh my gosh, you had a little work done. Did you lose a sensation in your nipples? I said, honey, they don't spend a lot of time there anyway. All good. So my mom, she's tried to set me up on some dates. She had a plumber over to the house. He had to do some work. So he goes down to the basement, and he's digging around, and he's in the drain. He comes back up and says, lady, I think I'm going to have to scope the drain with a video cam. She calls me up, she says, Karen, I think I found you a date. I'm like, oh great, Mom, I'll bring the popcorn. Moms, they send me stuff. My mother, does anyone mom send them stuff? Like, you know, packages or whatever. You know, like I got a package about 6 months ago. It says, teenage female pot smoking leads to schizophrenia later in life. Is she trying to tell me something? I had a birthday last week. I opened up the gift. It's a bottle of wine called Fat Bastard. Card read, didn't want you to be alone. Apparently they're coming out with the fall version of the Beaujolais. It's called Fucking Asshole. The cork pops off on its own. Crazy. So I hate it when moms are right. So I grew up in Toronto. I grew up in downtown Toronto. But my mom used to say, no honey, it was uptown Toronto, not downtown. Because in uptown they have more money, more class. Okay, Mom, you were right. Because you know, when my sisters and I were picnicking in the park and that guy flashed us, that was definitely a Hugo Boss trench coat. No mistaking that. Now I live in the suburbs. Does anyone live in the suburbs? It doesn't matter where you live, it's all the same. Stepford? No? Yeah? Okay, yeah. I don't care what you're saying. I know that ice cream man is eating the profits. I'm trying to fit in. So I went to one of those naughty girl sex toy parties. Has anybody heard of these things? Heard of them? Okay, I don't know what you're calling that, but I am calling that a fuckerware party. Okay, they have lots of stuff, and they have these underwear. They've got these G-string underwear in these neon pink, green, and yellow colors. And I'm thinking, I didn't have enough problems with my ass. Now you want me to highlight it. Beautiful. And they've got these bras, these push-up, these water bras, these things that make your kazumbas out to here. So I bought one. I wore it last night. I pick up a guy, it gets all good. He comes home, he says, what's that? That's not what I saw at the bar. I said, honey, that is Victoria's Secret. And they've got these dildos. They have code names for everything. And so I've got the chocolate lab and the Great Dane. And I said, Sally, which one? She said, Karen, you've got to be a little careful with what you purchase at these parties. You cannot buy something that's going to insult your partner. I said, Sally, that's fine. Pack up the chihuahua. Now that I have all these toys and I'm still single, well, except for Andrew, who's visiting with me, on Sundays I end up watching TV. So I watch this show called, I don't know if you guys have this over here, it's called the Sunday Night Sex Show. Have you guys ever heard of this? It's called Sex with Sue? No. Yeah, Sue, Sex with Sue. Yeah, I don't know what you're calling that. I'm calling that sex with grandma. Okay? Like, seriously, she has got these lotions and potions and rub. It's like, grandma, wash up. And these people that call in. Sue, I've got a bit of a problem. You see, Sue, I don't have a penis. I'm thinking the only problem that guy has is the wrong channel, because the War Amps commercial, it's running on 7. Thank you very much. I'm Karen Berry from Calgary, Canada.